And that's why you gotta be careful who you befriending out here. That's why you gotta be careful who you taking in. Why you gotta be careful who you socializing with, telling your business to. Just because they family and friends, a day one, day two, they don't mean they connected from God, and that don't mean that y'all supposed to be together out here in this life. You got to understand this. You got to use your discernment well. And you might have to pray over this relationship to see if this is for you, to see if it's time to get married for real, to see if this is a real friend of yours. And this can come from your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your cousin, whoever it can be. But I'm trying to tell you, a true connection can never be broken. You can't do it. Jealousy, envy, it can't break into that. The devil can't step in between this friendship that I got with me and my homie. Why? Because it was meant to be. The devil can't step in and break up that marriage that you with that lady. Why? Because God ordained it right in front of people, and y'all set up that union. When it's coming from God, it's gonna last forever. But when it's just some bullshit and it just ain't meant to be, that's when those just get broken quick and they ain't really a true connection. Because it's easy to just walk away from that. That's like one night stand behavior, you know? That's just, I'm just trying to get something from you and just run away behavior, you know? You got to be very careful out here who you befriending, who you taking in, who you letting in your house, in your car. Some of these people just around just to monitor you. They're just around to see what you got, you know? They just around to see what they can get. This is not a true connection. You got to watch these people out here in life. These relationships, these commitments that you put yourself in, you got to pray over these. You got to pray over these to see if they really come from God. Because when it's real relationship, when it's a real family, when it's a real friend, you know, when it's a real marriage that people in, it can't be broken by no one. You can't step in between it. No jealousy and envy, no money, no pride, no nothing. No he say, she say. It was meant to be, you know. Nothing can come between that. You know, I can't just keep stressing that. Be careful who you plug into. Be careful who you giving your energy to, because some of these people come with jealousy. They come with envy. And this could be from a family member of yours. I don't care. They sitting here laughing at you. They sitting here thinking what you doing ain't real. Where you think that connection come from? What that spirit they got in them come from? That ain't the God spirit, being jealous and envious people. That ain't God's spirit, competing with man and seeing who can go the highest. That ain't no spirit from God. You understand me? You gotta be careful who you plugging into out here, because the real relationships they gonna last. The real relationships they gonna just flourish. Ain't nothing you can say between them. You know, you can't come between this. People have tried to come between relationships I was in, but it didn't work. You know, because it was set up by God. You know, God meant for you to be next to that lady right there, and for y'all to have children, and for y'all to be together to death do y'all part. And that's what's gonna happen right there. The devil try to step in between that and try to take something from it. It ain't gonna work. But when it's just a bullshit relationship, anything can come between that. When it's just a bullshit, you know what I'm saying, friendship, it's easy just to run away from that. When you're just looking to get something from people, it's easy to just walk away from that and think about moving on with your life. You got to be careful. You have to be really careful who you socializing with, entertaining. Just because you work with them, you can be careful of making some work friends, and you didn't bring in a stranger in your life all of a sudden. Be careful with that old friend that came into your life, and now he's just roaming around and he needs your help, and you want to take him to the top. Be careful with that. These people turn into the devil a lot of times. These people are connected with bad spirits a lot of times. Why are they vibing so low? Why are they bringing you down all of a sudden? Because it wasn't meant from God. You know, you got to pray over these relationships and make sure they meant for you. Before you walk down that aisle, before you let somebody in your home, you got to make sure these people are right. Because once upon a time, it could have been a connection. Just because that's your brother, your sister, your cousin, and it was all good in the beginning, and y'all been separated, sometimes them relationships don't be good no more. Sometimes it ain't good to go back to your ex-girlfriend, your ex-boyfriend, and y'all started over for the second time. Sometimes those relationships, you just got to let go away. Sometimes you don't want to go back to those anyway. But you got to be careful, because some of these people you go let in, you going to understand that this is an old friend. This is my old girlfriend. It ain't the same no more. You don't know what these people have been around. Sometimes these people are just still stuck in the same place where you left them from. You know, they ain't advanced nowhere. Ain't moved nowhere. You got to be careful with that. Because some connections, it can just be broken easily. Easily. That marriage, it wasn't real. Why do you think people get divorced in a week, a month? People had all these babies and they just they separate from the father. The father crying over child support, $100, $200 a month, and that's the reason he can't take care of his child now. Men and women step in between them. Anything come between them. Money, jealousy, envy. You see what the devil do? Every connection that you get is not from God. Sometimes these people just come to kill, steal, and destroy from you. So how does a person go from clapping for you? You doing good. So all of a sudden they want to attack you now. Because these people got the spirit of the devil in them. That jealousy and envy and that ego, who do you think is from? Who do you think stand up like this and look down on people and think they the devil? Sometimes these people ain't got a pot to piss in and a window to throw it out of. And they act like they are so rich. They act like they're the most grandest person in the world. These people are sitting in the dark. These people are sitting in the closet. These people are trying to get attracted to the light. That's why they run from you. That's why they make sure they got to get away from you. But what's bigger than that? You got to make sure that you're able to block these people off. If they ain't connected from God, you got to block these people. I don't give a damn who it is. Day one, day two, mama, daddy, brother, sister, block them folks. Get them out your phone book. Get them off your Facebook and your Instagram and all that shit. Block them. No access to you at all. You understand me? Because when we flourishing with God, God got to have us connected with people who walk in that same walk as us. We can't be attracted and over there with the evil people and the people over there, because all they doing now is watching you. All they doing is watching you with the big face. They're jealous and wishing on your downfall. The same people who used to leech off you and was an ungrateful horse. You see the nerve of people? You got to be careful who you giving your energy to. Because the energy is a plug, you know? Yeah, like you light up something, you plug in something, there's light out here. They take your energy and they use it, you know? They take that and they run with it. You don't want to give these people your energy. You don't want to be the one trying to look out for these type people out here in the world. They're not connected from God. They got the devil's spirit in them. You know, some of these people out here will be doing a long time of running around with the devil's spirit. Sometimes this don't shake people. Sometimes people got to live with this for life. But when you connected to God, you know you protected by the Most High. Keep walking with God. That's all I got. Motivation comes in many forms. Lamborghini Lamar.